When working with databases, you'll often find yourself in a situation where the content of the page you want to add to your database has roughly the same structure over and over again. So in our recipes example, all of the recipes basically have a couple of things in common. They all have ingredients, they all have some kind of instructions, and they might have like some photos or like a link to the recipe. So they all have a pretty similar structure. And in order to account for that and in order to make your life easier, Notion has a really powerful feature called Notion Database Templates. Database templates allow you to create predefined structures of content in a database that you can apply to new database entries to make your life easier and to make the database entries more consistent. To create a template, go to your database, click this little button next to the new button, and then click on New Template. Now you see at the top that it says you're editing a template in recipes, and we can open that up as a full page. Now we might want to call this a recipe template, and we want to give this an icon as well. So we'll just give it a food icon again. So maybe we'll take the fish over here again for this. And now we can create a template. Now to create the template, we'll just go to the content and we'll just create some page content. So let's say I want to have H3 with the ingredients. And we can also make this a bit more colorful. So let's do it, make it purple. We could also have the instructions section over here. Also make that purple. And then maybe lastly, we have like tips and tricks. I don't know, maybe you want to have some tips and tricks for your recipes to make it go well. So let's put that over here as well. And then let's give this a green background. So now we have this basic structure, and here we could add like a bulleted list. So that would be how this would start off in all these places. And now this is a really basic database template. What we can also do is we can actually preset these properties over here. So if you wanted to say, and actually let's delete this test property because we don't need it. We could say the default type should be dinner because maybe most of the recipes you add are dinner recipes. And so you could add that as a default. Or let's say the default prep time should be 45 minutes and the default rating should be 4 out of 5. So you can basically set these defaults, and this way you don't have to do the work later if you add this to your database. So to use this template, let's go back to our recipes database. So click back, you can also click back here. And now let's add a new entry to our database. So we add a new row and then click on open. And on here, you see this text, press enter to continue with an empty page or pick a template. And that's what we're going to do. We see our template in here, the recipe template. And if I click on this, you see how it just applies all these things that we added to our template to this new database row that I created. So now I could say this is my, I don't know, something recipe. This could be like a dinner recipe. I have no inspiration right now, so don't know what to do here. But this could be the starting point for your recipe, and now you can add your ingredients, you can add your instructions, and so on. And you have to do less work than you would have to do before. The great thing about these templates is that you're not limited to 1 or 2 templates. So you could have a template for dinner, you could have a template for breakfast recipes, one for lunch recipes, one for snacks. And so you could also change the structure of the content based on what type of recipe you have. And that would also make it easier for you to autofill like these different ratings and these different properties. So basically, database templates give you an easy way of creating templates in your database to enter in new data quicker and to make things more consistent, which is always a good thing, especially with organization and productivity. To give you an idea of what you can actually do with this, I want to quickly show you my online courses database, which is a database where I plan my personal online courses, just like I'm planning this course right now. So currently, you see this course is in the filming category. That's exactly where we are right now. But what I want to actually show you is how I'm using templates here. So if I create a new course in my ideas section over here and go in here and choose the course template, then it will generate a pretty sophisticated template that has lots and lots of different pages and things in it. So the basic template is just this page, But if I go on that page onto the course structure, you see that inside of this template in our database, we have a completely new database. So this is a database within a database that has all of these different pages pre-configured for me so that I can get right into creating online courses, because these online courses usually have a pretty similar structure. And that way I can save time by predefining that structure in Notion database templates, so that I can focus on the more important work. And funny enough, I actually have a template inside of this database as well. So basically I have a database, and inside of that I have a template, and inside of the template I have a database, and then inside of that database I have another template. So you can really nest these down and make really complex and sophisticated workflows this way using Notion.